My name's Aaron Moon. I'm an ex-Royal Marine Commando. I lost my leg in 2009 out in Afghanistan in an IED blast.
My name's Imad Ashkar, 40 years old. Before attending the course at Phoenix, I'm a hairdresser, a barber. I've been doing it for about 30 years.
Hello, my name is Joanna. My Chinese name is Wai Chong Li. I am the mom of 2 children. I used to be working in Hong Kong Police Force.
My name is Tess Wilson, the short version of Tessa. I am 53 and spent nearly 20 years as a serving police officer. 10 of those years were spent in uniform, working with communities and dealing with 999 response. The latter 10 of those were spent as a detective. I was a detective sergeant and I worked on a counter-terrorism surveillance team for most of those years.
My name is Robert Hughes and I am an ex-Royal Marines Commando after serving 5.5 years. The last 2 years I've worked with ultra-high net individuals on super yachts, and I'm actually the first LCAS member to go through Phoenix Group.
The lads, ex-Royal Marines that have been in the industry, I have friends that have done the course with Phoenix, and every single name came back to Phoenix.
Walking through those doors for the first time at Linden House, it just felt like, although it was the first day, it just felt so like I want to be here.
I had done little bits of it through the police, but not done the whole thing as a qualification. So I was looking at my strengths and weaknesses, and specifically you had the driving element, which is something that I enjoy doing, so wanted to refresh and upgrade. And it was also the classroom work. I really love the classroom work. I think learning in class is a really good way. It's a good learning opportunity for me. So I enjoyed things like learning more of the conflict management. It is slightly different to what you learn in the police. It is actually more real life, which is an interesting thing for me. So those type of elements, and definitely the unarmed combat. Just, again, a refresh of skills that I gained in the police. They're not very good at keeping those skills refreshed, and it surprised me actually how much I was able to do because of the way it's taught.
So what appealed to me, especially when I was looking to start CV courses, and that stood out with Phoenix, was 1, the premium clients, and 2, you guys aren't just a training agency, you are live operations, and especially from learning before, you actually have real live assets who are ultra high net worth individuals on the course, which no other course gives, and having that physical live experience changes the game.
I'd like to think when I came to the course I was quite a professional, respectful person anyway, but I think just it's opened my eyes to the world of colours protection, the kind of people that you'll be looking after, taught me a bit more about etiquette that I didn't know, dress code, like formal events and stuff like that, but I think it's made me quite very observant within the world as well, and a lot more respectful within the world.
My first impressions of when I first turned up to Phoenix, high standards, professional, expert, and they know what they're talking about.
Everything is fantastic in theory, and the theory is really important. What you don't get in theory, and certainly you don't feel in the sterile environment of a classroom, is the real world, which is why I guess you guys are very particular about doing these amazing live operations, because suddenly you feel the outside world on your face. You have other people, the public, other sort of aspects and topography to deal with, and suddenly it becomes very real.
You kind of see the films and the movies and stuff like that, and you kind of see what they're doing. You're thinking, yeah, I could do this, I could do this, I could do this. But the knowledge and the background that goes into every single operation, over the 4 operations that we did, which was surveillance, route planning, reconnaissance, risk assessment, threat assessments, learning about vulnerable points and choke points and stuff like that. It was a delight to take in.
Yes, you made it thoroughly enjoyable and really exciting, but fundamentally what it does is it makes you realise just how quickly you've got to think, how calm you've got to stay, and I learned something about myself there. The ability to stay calm, be tough, be resilient, and get the job done. It's fantastically interesting and really exciting, which is great.
Practical learning is the best. And especially instead of doing these operations with the staff, we're doing them live operations with ultra high net individuals. And this increases your heart rate, you've actually got life threats out, you're always cautious, and it really, really ups your level, it puts you in a live operation, and it's as real, or is as real as it can get, and that gives you the utmost experience that none of the other companies actually give you. And I'm very thankful for Phoenix for giving me that before I actually joined the industry, because I believe that if I joined the industry without having that experience with a live client, then I'm going in with no experience.
There's one word that has carried me through this entire, sometimes difficult and challenging process. It's the word excellence. The excellence that exudes from the four walls of this company is quite extraordinary, and I've said it to others and I've said it to people I've spoken to. It is heartwarmingly incredible to actually feel the excellence that just drips out of Phoenix. Only the best is good enough. The standards are so high, and to be able to come through the 16 days of that high standard of excellence is quite extraordinary. It truly is.